And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. Ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. It's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. Ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. Talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma.
this a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Head to Head with Brian Parker. I am he. And we are tuning in for another week of conversation. And we have our panelists here. Let's say hello to Lori Parker. How you doing, Lori?
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday indeed. Happy Thursday. Oh man, happy wet Thursday. It is raining like nobody's business over here. And we have soon to be Hurricane Helen, I believe, to thank for that. Is it Helen or Helene, Lori?
Helene.
Helene. Well, you know, it's a woman always messing it up. But anyway, and this man right here needs no introduction, but I will do it anyway. I'll do my best. He is the broker in charge of Jermaine Parker Realty. He's the guy that used to travel around in the United States Air Force, going from country to country, leaving his mark on all the women there and breaking a lot of hearts along the way. Probably has a lot of kids that don't speak the language, so cannot claim any child support. But is none other than the one, the only, the franchise, Mr. Jermaine Parker. How you doing, sir?
As Steve Harvey say, do I bring them out or do I bring them out?
He brings them out.
I appreciate the introduction. I'm doing well, brother. Doing well.
Well, that is good. That is good. And yeah, I mean, you are definitely doing better than Donald Trump and Eric Adams and Mark Robinson and a whole lot of other people out there. So you got that going for you. When you think your life might really, really suck, there's some people out there that's
I'm not sure that that's the bar that I want to.
No, that you want to put on that hill. That's not that.
It's an easy bar to hurdle. Hello, yeah. Rashad. How you doing, Haley? Joining us on Instagram. We are live and direct on Instagram. We're also on Roku. Hey, April. April joined too on Instagram. We are streaming live and direct on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, LinkedIn, Facebook Live, X. Hey, Haley. And YouTube as well as Facebook. I think I said Facebook already, but we're on Facebook twice anyway, so I can say it twice. But we are also on YouTube. Guys, what I would really, really love for you to be able to do, no matter where you're tuning in from, is to also go to our YouTube page. It's under Empower TV. And the reason being is that we are on our drive for 10,000 followers. So we definitely need your help to go there, like the page, but also subscribe, share it with other people, let them know about it. Click on that notification bell, because then it will let you know anytime that we either go live or that we post any content. Typically, when we go live, we'll normally put a 5-minute countdown timer. That's just the way. Have you ever noticed like how some people, when they go on Facebook Live, they'll sit there and just kind of fill in the time to wait for more and more people to join before they really get to what it is that they're going to do. Well, we don't really want to have to do that with the show. So what we'll do is at the top of the hour, we'll run the 5-minute countdown. So that gives you 5 good minutes to let your kids know, leave me the hell alone. Let your spouse know, leave me the hell alone. Get yourself together and let you know when the show's going to be coming live in that little bit of time. And the reason being too is that because we're doing it live, you know, when we first started 4 years ago, your kids know, we recorded we recorded the show and then we played it on Amazon Fire TV and Roku TV. But the whole idea of live is to also then be able to talk to you guys in real time too. We do read the comments on the air. We respond to the comments a lot of times and thread it into the show itself. So as much as we are the show, when you guys join in and tune in, you're part of that ride too. And we love you for it. We want to take you along with the ride, have meaningful conversations. If you're somebody that doesn't mind being on camera, and you would like to be able to join the show in some capacity as a contributor or a commentator, we would love to be able to talk to you about that and see if we can make that work. Again, this show appears live on Thursdays, 7 p.m. Um, if you're not able to join every show, that's certainly okay. We know life is out there and things may certainly grab you and pull you away, but we would definitely love to be able to have you as often as possible. That way, too, you can bring over some of the folks that would follow you or would take a listen and let others know about what's going on. Also, if you are a business owner, if you're someone that sponsors events, if you have things that you sell, that you push, even if it's a side hustle and you want other people to know about it, please reach out to me. We will do advertising. We will do copy reads for you live on air. Remember, this is actually going, as we're talking right now, on Roku and Amazon Fire TV, both of which have over 150 million users all over the world. So that's potentially 300 million users on Amazon Fire and Roku, in addition to LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, which has growing audiences as well. We know that as a business owner, one of the biggest and most expensive things is advertisement. And we definitely want to be able to uh, assist in that as well and partner with as many of you as we can. So, all those great things going on. Again, as I mentioned, 4 years ago, we started this channel in August of 2020, and we are still going. Um, we don't have any outside investors, so everything that you see is being uh, taken care of internally, all of the logistics. And then by internally, I mean me. Anyway, so thank you, Lori.
And
For
you do a wonderful job. Wonderful.
But we're continuing to expand, and one of the things I don't want to put the cart before the horse, Jermaine, but definitely thinking about putting the show actually on the podcast circuit as well, so that it can appear on Spotify or wherever people get their podcast. So I'll be looking into doing that pretty soon as well, because even though some people may just want to be able to get on to see your face, there are going to be times when they're out driving and doing other things, and maybe they can't catch it that way, and they can catch it in the form of a podcast. So that'll be the next thing that I'll be looking at doing.
Awesome.
Also, lastly, as far as announcements, anybody that has ever thought about having a show, wanting to put on a show, and would like to stream it live on Empower, and I said live, can use this whole setup. Just reach out to us, and we'll talk about the show, the concept, any ad spots that you're looking at doing, everything from background producer, somebody to run the board, the chyrons, all that stuff for you, so that your show can go a lot smoother. That's something that we can look at doing too. I definitely want to expand this. Yes, Thursdays at 7 is already taken. Wednesdays at 7 are already taken because we have another show called Head to Head Sports, where myself and Randall Hargrove go over the goings on in the National Football League, review the week that happened, and look to the week to come, and talk about any hot topic news stories, as we do every single Wednesday, except this one that's coming up. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be anywhere near a computer or an internet, so it'll be the only show that I know of for the NFL season that we're going to miss. But outside of that, we have those two shows. The NFL show lasts pretty much all the way through mid-February, because we go up 1 week after the Super Bowl, and then we take a hiatus until July when preseason starts, and then we start it all over again for 6 months. We put that show on every single week. It's been doing pretty good actually too, as far as folks tuning in, and we thank everybody for doing that. We know that without you guys it would be possible, so we definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in, whether it's Head to Head Sports or head-to-head main show, we definitely appreciate it. As I mentioned before, we do a lot of commercials. We like to be able to advertise some things. So I'm gonna show you guys 2 commercials back to back. One is for Jermaine Parker Realty, and the other one is for Sawyer Kid Lawyer. And then we'll get started with the show. Check it out. Buying a home is one of the biggest decisions that you'll make. Here at Jermaine Parker Realty, we're here to help you navigate through that process. We know that a home is more than just a place to live. It creates memories. Here at Jermaine Parker Realty, we're here to help. Give us a call and let us get started on your journey. Introducing Sawyer, Kid Lawyer, Teacher versus Nap Time, a great book that will help your little one with reading, writing, and spelling. Coming from the authors, Shanine and Sheldon Moultrie. Please check this book out and support. Thank you so much. Now, we got a little bit of a problem, Jermaine.
What's that?
It just was made known to me that Shanine may not have her Shanine may not be able to any longer have her commercials air on the network. And that is because Lori brought me some very devastating news today that I wasn't aware of. You know, if anybody doesn't know, Shanine is from Teaneck, New Jersey. Somehow she a Cowboys fan.
Yes. Yes. It was a little shocking when I found out.
If we had like live graphics, this would be the part where you put the all the equations and stuff and the triangle stuff, and I'd be trying to figure out like how from Jersey to here that happened.
Yeah.
It about broke my heart. My heart when Lori told me that, my heart sank because Lori was like, "Yeah, Shanine was all excited talking about can't wait to see her team play tonight," and we assumed because she's from Teaneck, she was gonna say talking about the G-men.
You know what? I think she might have mentioned that to me before. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Really,
yeah.
man, bruh.
It was a shock. It was very much of a shock. I literally was like,
And she already told me, and she's already been working on the second book, the follow-up to Sawyer Kid Lawyer, which I have a copy of. Like,
well, I will say this: if Republicans can, and I know that they're jumping off the bandwagon, but there's even one Republican that can still support Mark Robinson for governor, I can definitely forgive her for being a Cowboys fan.
There you go. That's a little bar. We talking about bars.
We talking about little bars.
but I did have a chance to ask her a couple of questions.
There are always questions after statements like that,
Right?
Like, are you okay?
I had to further investigate.
Have you had any trauma?
Yeah. Do you have access to weapons?
Right.
Well, because I was literally on the. I had to ask the question, "Are you one of the Delulu ones?" Because I was just asking.
Now, Lori asked a crazy question when she said, "Are you one of the delusional Cowboys fans?" Let me explain something to you. There is only one type of Cowboy fan. They all damn delusional. Don't let these Cowboy fans tell you that, "Oh, I'm not one of them. I'm more I'm more of a reasonable Cowboy fan." Ain't no such thing. I know CJ just popped in. He's like, "What the hell?" Yeah, I said it. Damn it.
What up, gang? What's good?
Oh my goodness, he real happy. What's happening?
What's going on, CJ? You selling Mary Kay? What's up with the banner? What's going on? I'd like to order some hand cream.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. Are you trying to
No.
encroach on my side? What's happening? What's happening?
You ain't talk to him. Got a bed in the back.
Since Jermaine segued into that, if anybody is looking for a Mary Kay representative, Lori does have her Mary Kay business, and she has a shitload of stuff that she need to get out of my house. So please buy it. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff, y'all. But no, I'm just messing. I just support my wife in that. So she got her.
I ain't got my headset, man. I'm out of the club right now.
Oh, you feel naked because everybody else?
Yeah, everybody got that little cool little headset, and my sister got a little mic on.
Oh yeah, look at her. She tried to step it up a little bit.
Yeah, I see that.
She drive trucks on the weekend.
Yeah. You be seeing them. I be wondering if everybody walking around with them things in the store or really driving the truck outside. Because I just see more and more people with those on.
Yeah.
I know the truckers do it, but I think some people just be doing it just for the hell of it, so people think they're a truck driver.
Well, right. Like I say, that's really for a truck driver, right? Okay.
I was just saying, because in the Parker household, you got to have like 16 jobs. So it wouldn't surprise me what you try to say.
Exactly. And I put her ass to work too. So she might be going to one of them CDL classes real soon.
Man, you know what? Why you bullshitting? I've been thinking about picking up one of them classes at Central Piedmont for real.
Oh yeah.
Y'all do it
because I was like, okay, because I'm already out here driving. I can drive everything illegally, so you might as well go ahead and make it legal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're paying more and more for them. So even the folks that do, like I know my cousin, he does the out of state multiple days, but then they have some people that just drive the trucks locally and stuff like that. So I mean, I hear they make a lot of money doing that. So
they do, man. I know the transporters, like the ones that just does cars. And, like just 2 or 3 cars on a trailer. Just.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow.
Taking them to the auctions, dealerships, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Taking them across states. So I was like,
or there's some people that'll do the ones where people will move from California to North Carolina and then they pay for somebody to bring the car.
Yep,
they do that too.
So I was like, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that.
But speaking of the Cowboys, CJ, I know you came in on us talking about the Cowboys. What happened was,
I'm gonna tell you. Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say, but y'all gonna be shocked about what I did. Go ahead.
We were just talking about one of our commercials of the children's book, and the author Shanine let Lori know today. She was like, she was getting ready for her football team today, and because Shanine is from Teaneck, New Jersey, literally rocked the road to Manhattan. We sat there and she assumed, like I did when Lori said that, she's going for the Giants. She think the Giants might do better than that 40-point blowout they had last year. And she said, oh no, she's a Cowboys fan. We trying to figure out how somebody from Teaneck, New Jersey ended up being a Cowboys fan. And then Lori did a follow-up question and asked her, was she one of the delusional Cowboy fans? And when you came in, I said, ain't but one type of fan, a Cowboy fan, and that's a delusional one. But I will say this before you jump all over that. Cowboy fans typically in the past will get some weak sauce schedule the first 3 or 4 games, run through them 3 or 4 games, and proclaim that you go ahead and wrap up that Lombardi. We getting the chip, and then the reality hits because then they realize, we didn't play nobody. This year was a little bit differently. They started out playing Cleveland, and Cleveland didn't have its 2 starting left tackle. I mean, not starting left tackle, starting tackles. But I was surprised that they beat down Cleveland. I didn't see a lot of Cowboy fans stirring up a lot of hate like they normally have over every week. And I said, this must be. I'm
thinking that this is the year.
Yeah.
And I can be wrong. I can be wrong. But
this ain't the year though.
I don't know if you guys remember this or not. We were wrapping up last going into whenever you and your host, I forget his name.
Randall.
Right. Yeah, you and Randall, y'all were already kind of like projecting like what the regular season was going to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I told you guys then. I said, if we all know Jerry Jones the way that we all know Jerry Jones, he just made our situation a lot worse because the weapons that we could have picked up, he did.
Oh yeah.
And so, with that being said,
Mhm.
see, now my elephant exposed is going to come out. So, with all that being said, if anything, we're going to have more losses, and we won't even go nowhere near. We won't even be nowhere near the playoffs. Nowhere near it.
I won't spend the whole show.
I will call the ranking. I will call the ranking of my own division.
Okay, go for it.
Eagles.
Yep.
Commanders, Giants, Cowboys.
Damn, last?
Yeah. That's
I ain't
what I
gonna
see.
I ain't gonna say that. I still think
that's what I see. That's what I see.
I still think
Everybody knows how we play, B.
Well,
Everybody knows how we play.
I agree. Oh, no. I agree totally with that. But I still think that the Cowboys will figure out how to finish second. But I think the Commanders are going to give you a run for your money on it, meaning that
I watched them play.
Like how about
I watched them play.
November, you pretty much know Washington is out of the running. This is going to come down to the last 2 or 3 games of the regular season to see if you guys are going to be able to hold on to that wild card.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like this. If we get the wild card, I'm going to be shocked, and it's going to be because either the Commanders or the Giants just couldn't pull off enough wins.
They stumbled. Yes.
Right.
I
about guarantee you that.
The Commanders remind me of the Lions in the fact that they may not win a lot of games, but they will be in a lot of games. They will be competitive enough to have won the game.
I saw them become a thorn in the Eagles' side. What was it, like last week? And I was like, oh, we in trouble.
Oh yeah, no, well, y'all in trouble
for
other reasons because teams found out in the second game that y'all played that you can't stop the run at all.
Exactly.
And
we're too soft. Our secondary is a joke.
And on your schedule, you've got Saquon Barkley twice.
Exactly.
You got Joe Mixon.
And we can't do nothing with him. And you know, he's going to split the safeties every time. I mean,
the 49ers will have Christian McCaffrey or Jordan Mason.
And you know he's hard. He's hard to stop.
So every team that I saw on y'all's schedule, most of them have an established running
game. Exactly.
And, I mean, that's just.
And it's hard. Listen, and y'all know I'm Dallas all the way. Y'all know I'm Dallas. With our win, lose, or draw. But the thing about so this is the part that's gonna shock you. So go ahead and drink and swallow, because this one's gonna hit you, and this one's gonna hit you right in the forehead.
All right.
All of my representation of my team is down. I took it off my car. I took the mats. I took it off the walls. There is no more cowboy.
Now I have to raise a question.
I'm done.
I have to raise a question. Because that just seems a bit extreme. I just if you've been rocking with them, just
I'm done. Listen, they're my team, but I'm done repping.
Lord,
I'm done repping.
This is
really
an isolated incident. Cowboy fans will do this because it's twofold. They are too emotionally
attached
and invested into their team. And when they do that, this is their way of making themselves feel like I'm not as attached. But it's also a way for them to not jinx the situation. So, for instance, you don't see a lot of posts right now because they're just waiting on things to shake up. And if things start to pick back up, if the Cowboys all of a sudden win 6-7 games in a row, trust me, if you sit there and shake a tree, 4 or 5 Cowboy fans will fall out of it. It's like beating on the side of a wall and a bunch of roaches start running.
You know what? I think some of those are trolls, bro. I mean, I get what you're saying, and I have experience. I have experience, but I think some of them just be trolling, man. Because you are right when you say shake a tree,
and then you be like, "Damn!"
Like, hold on, like, wait a minute, hold on. I watch football. Wait, like, where was all that energy? Like, when did you become a Cowboy fan? Yeah, so yeah, I get it. Like, Cowboy fans will come out of everywhere. Like,
I'll give you a little hope, CJ. And everybody does know that they can run on the Cowboys, but NFL offensive say that if you get behind, you got to abandon the run, and you still have an offense that can put points on the board. Is they showed in the second half they were kind of impotent in that first half, but that last quarter they really came alive and almost
they did
come back. So you do have a high-powered offense that can, like against a Giants team tonight, that might be able to put up points and kind of negate their ability to keep running the ball on them. So, I mean, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, but I'm saying that there's a possibility, strategy-wise, if you have a weak run game, is to put up some points and make them have to pass and not run.
The Cowboys, and
we used to be known to be a second half team. That's what Dallas was really known for back in the day. But about time Dak wakes up.
Not second half of the last century.
Haley, I totally understand that concept, CJ. Haley, please don't tell me you're a Cowboys fan. Please tell me.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Now I'm gonna put 3 points on it, and then we'll move on to our next topic. But your first point to what Jermaine said, some of that is true. However, the Cowboys were always built to be in the lead. Because what happens is once they get in the lead on you, you have to give up your game plan and try to catch them. And the reason that plays into the Cowboys' hands is because their secondary in the past, under Dan Quinn, was very opportunistic. So if you're really a balanced team, but you're down by a lot of points, running the ball doesn't help you because it makes the clock continue to run and you run out of game time. So you got to catch up quick. So now you're putting more pressure on your quarterback to throw, and put the ball in harm's way. And that's when the Cowboys will sit there and prey on you. And then their defense starts scoring points. And then it's just an all-out party.
Yeah.
The other thing, too, though, is that if the other team successfully establishes their ground game, it does the same thing. It keeps the other team's quarterback on the sideline watching you run the ball. And if they can't stop you on key third downs, then they control the time of possession and give your quarterback fewer opportunities to air the ball out. And thirdly, what I think really happened in the Baltimore game is I really feel more like, you have to ask yourself the question, was it Dallas's offense that woke up and became spectacular, or did Baltimore go into more of a shell prevent and just let everything play in front of them, and they gave up a lot of chunk yards that they should have kept the foot on the pedal and not allowed Dallas any hope of coming back after they were down 28-6.
Right.
28-6.
I know.
So I know Jermaine did all that to make it feel good, but I'm just gonna kind of put him in perspective that it could be both things at the same time. What he said,
it can be, and that's what I'll say.
I said I was trying to give him a little hope, and
he did preface it pretty well there, B.
187.
He really did preface that.
He seems sad, and I was trying to help, and you're not helping at all.
No, not at all.
Now we got to ask them the Cowboy questions. Are you okay? Do you have any access to any weapons?
that was cute.
Do you have a safety plan?
Yeah.
Hey, both of those answers may be yes, or the first was no. The second one is yes. He definitely.
I definitely possess weapons. You know that.
And he around the quick trip. So I'm just saying,
Y'all stay away from the damn quick trips.
Yes, we should. Absolutely.
If I see another person walking to a quick trip with a gun on their hip, Lord have mercy.
I suggest y'all make gas.
Boy, I'm telling you, it's like a scene of an old cowboy movie, man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it is. Yeah, quick trip is the wild, wild west now. So y'all gotta be careful going to these quick trips.
They trying to take our guns.
And you know what? At this point, I wish they would.
Thank you. Because I am a champion for responsible gun owners. Shit.
You know, I think that's really all it's ever really been about is that you want to make sure that anybody that has anything has some sort of training or is qualified to use it. I mean, nobody would get in an airplane and find out that the pilot never went to flight school.
Exactly.
I mean, you don't want to be on the operating table and find out that your doctor, your heart surgeon, was in the bottom of his class.
Well, the interesting thing about gun owners and stuff are these are supposedly middle class Americans and stuff. We recently heard that the vice president and Governor Tim Walz are gun owners and stuff, and Kamala, if you ever question she was black, she immediately answered, "If you come to my house, you're getting shot."
I love that.
Without hesitation, and then after she said it, she's like, "Ooh, I don't know, maybe I should have said that."
Listen, I'm gonna tell you when she confirmed that she was black for me.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
This
president.
Everybody else,
like, everybody else had already said, "Motherfucker."
Man, that. So if you ever had any doubt, and then on top of that, she backed it up and she said that's her favorite word.
Oh, yeah, right. I saw that when he said, "What's your favorite?" She said,
"I'm like, man, here's your black card, here's your hood card,
the point I was thinking about
ghetto card."
But most people are gun owners are seen as the middle class or below and stuff that own guns, and a lot of them, the typical profile of them would be the same people who would be talking about inflation and prices and stuff. But when you look at the cost of guns and ammunition and everything else, they're okay with having about $10,000 worth of guns in their house, and they will complain to you that eggs are $4 a carton. And those two things just don't jive with me when you talk about these Republicans and their continued hypocrisy when it comes to economics and their stands on certain items like gun control and stuff like that. It's like, how can you be both? I'm just curious as to how you can do both, because just owning a couple guns, if they're quality guns, that are not going to jam on you and stuff, and I'm not going to say brands and stuff because nobody pays me to support a brand and stuff. But I mean, am I wrong, Brother Jones? I mean, guns are not a simple hobby to have.
Yeah, exactly. So I equate that to the young white woman that was trolling as a trad wife, and then whenever they started doing their backgrounds on her, come to find out that she was just an actual single mother, and she just threw the word nigga out there a few times just to get different sponsorships going, getting her base riled up, and come to find out, oh, she really wasn't about that life either. So I mean, in other words, there's a lot of people out here just what we call what was that old term we used to use back in the day? Basically, you just flexing, but you ain't really about that life. And just because it gains traction or it gains attention, I mean, and you're gonna last all before what? Maybe a day or two.
Yeah, we call that Milli Vanilli.
Yeah, thank you. Pump faking.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
just pump faking.
That's the way the algorithm is set up. When we talk about even this show, we reach, so push for the goal of 10,000 followers on the show.
Yeah,
exactly. Pushing for all these, and how do you make those jumps and leaps and stuff? Well, sometimes you got a hot tool, you got to spit on that thing. And that's how you get people attention.
He's affecting the audience. Now somebody gonna walk in and say, "Hot
tool." You gotta spit on that thing. That's
spit on that thing. You know what I'm saying?
But seriously, and so a white woman using the N-word, a rich man pretending to be a champion of poor people. These are all scams, right? A black man thinking he's a Nazi. These are all
some
people
just need some killing.
Some people just need some killing. And that's the problem, is that so much of life now, we used to laugh at people who used to believe that pro wrestling was real.
Oh yeah.
We used to laugh at those people Like as a group,
emotional in it, and when they watching it, they just like on the edge of their seats, like, "Oh my god! Oh, did you just see that?" And I'm like, "It's fake." He helped him jump up in the air. He didn't pick him up by himself. He did it together. They did on 1, 2, 3. Ooh, so they're going. Y'all see that, right?
I used to, when I was a kid, go to the wrestling matches at Madison Square Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
That's when you're supposed to believe it, sis.
Yeah.
You're supposed to see.
Yeah.
And I used to go all the time, and
we're not talking about.
Found out it was fake, but I'm just saying. But when I was a younger.
But that's who it's for. That's who's supposed
exactly.
to go.
That's who it's for.
Ooh, because then you buy. Remember, you had the Rumble set where you had
I did
the players and stuff.
I had the ring in there, yeah.
And you sit there, you bounce them off the turnbuckles and stuff, and you do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had my foam finger. I was this there screaming in this way when I saw Hulk Hogan and all that stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
Who's your favorite tag team?
I was about to ask her.
Oh my gosh.
The Renegades?
No, I used to love Jake the Snake Roberts.
Okay.
He was my favorite. He was my favorite.
But he wasn't a tag team though.
No, not in a tag team, but I was just trying to think.
Yeah,
but he
was
my favorite.
I just say you can't really count the 4 Horsemen because there was 4
of them. Right. That's true.
So you had wrestlers 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
You had Ricky. Well, yeah. Oh, the Road Warriors were mine.
Road Warriors.
Hawk and Animal.
Yep. I used to never like Ric Flair.
Them was the Renegades. That was Ricky Steamboat and Jay Youngblood.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because other than that, everybody else was just.
But the point is that the theatrics of today, whether it be a political landscape or even things like this with live stream shows and podcasts and stuff, it is to grab attention and stuff, even if it's just clickbait. How much that out there where there's a title out there that's inflammatory, and then you get to the real substance of it, and it has nothing to do with the title.
Right.
Nothing to do with it. You're right.
Yeah. Well, but listen. Just as much as that there's a symptom, there's a cure. There's a reason that these things are in place, and the biggest reason is the attention span of people. And I was just having a call with my full-time job earlier, where we're going to be at a conference next week at the Mohegan Sun Casino and Resort in Douglasville, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
We're having a brand conference, a hotel brand conference at a casino and resort. And our department has a booth in the exhibit hall where we're talking about our programs and stuff that we're offering. And what I basically iterated to my team is look, you got a few seconds to grab this person's attention because we are at a freaking resort in a casino.
Correct. Yeah.
So what you say and how fast you get it out and how concise you get it out is going to be just as important as what it is that you're trying to sell them. I said it's just like watching reels. If the reel ain't popping, they swipe over and start watching the next reel. So what you really need to do when they come up to the booth is find out what things that they're struggling with that could really be a benefit, because we do so many things. If you talk about things that aren't important to them, you'll lose interest and then they'll just move on from you. There's a lot of things to distract their time. So make sure that you find out from them, hey, what is it that if you could just make one or two things better, what would it be? Now they give you the basic roadmap to say, hey, that's a really, really important thing. And good news for you, we have something in place that can address that. I'd love to follow up with you a little later on. I know you're busy. I know you just want me to basically scan your badge because you guys will win a prize at the end of the conference if you get enough scans, and at least plant that seed. and go from there, because like I said, there's just too many distractions. So a lot of these other things do the same thing. They know that they are competing for people's time. Time is something you can't get back. You don't have enough of it. You'll run out of it. So what is it that I can do that's going to make you stop for at least 3 seconds, pause long enough to see what it is that I got to say? Everybody got a podcast. Hot Tour. My God, Hot Tour went so viral so fast. Nobody knew nothing about this girl working in no damn warehouse. And it just so happened, like, we were at the car dealership, and what spurred the conversation is I had on my Hot Tour shirt, and everybody at the car dealership was rolling. And one of the guys that was working there saw it, and he was like, man, I've been working all these years, 30-something years. This girl is just walking down the street, minding her own business. Somebody asked her a random question, and her whole life done changed. And I'm like, yeah, that's how it happens. I said, being at the right place at the right time, and basically letting everybody know that you ain't afraid to sit there and knob shine.
Same thing happened to me at the Diddy party.
Bruh.
Please don't claim that. Please do not claim that.
I know
you see,
I can't go nowhere without Vaseline and baby oil anymore.
Bruh, listen. I was almost ashamed to get baby oil the other. I was like,
yeah, you should be.
I'm sitting up here, I'm all self-conscious. I was like, hold on, man. I ain't never been ashamed to get baby oil.
Like the first time you had to ask the lady at the gas station for them rubbers behind her. I remember doing that. You young and stuff, and you're like, oh.
Let me go ahead and get them right now.
Can I get a box of condoms? Now, you knew damn well you wasn't ready for no magnums, but you ain't want her to know that. You wanted her to be somewhat impressed and be like, yo, let me get my magnum shears. Knowing all you needed was them damn rubbers from the health department. But then they embarrass you and be like, hey, Ronnie, how much is it for the rubbers?
Good for you.
Man, I just take these pixie sticks and be on my way.
Man, you did not have to do me like that. You know what? Never mind. Go ahead and put everything back. Just go ahead and put everything back.
Rubbers. About as bad as the first time I had to buy my daughter some tampons. Grown man walking in the store, all he got in his hand is some damn tampons with wings.
Man, listen. My sisters and my mom broke me from that from what, 12, 13.
It's a shame.
Yeah, my spirit was broken then.
That's a young age to ask what size vagina you got. You got the mediums or
Listen, they gave me my little strip and everything. They was like, now I need this brand and it has to have wings. And
it's got to say heavy. It's got to say heavy.
Heavy, right?
Like,
so I come in there, I'm like this. I'm like this right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, we got you. And I'm like, why I gotta be all loud, man? Why I gotta be all So yeah, man.
Hey, it could have been worse. They could have been like, you need to bring a picture of who that belonged to. I want to see who got that heavy one.
They said they need a shot.
Yeah, got some weight to it, huh?
My spirit was broken years ago. My spirit was broken years ago, man.
Oh my god! Oh yeah.
So when my daughters came on the scene, they felt embarrassed. I was like, oh, what you embarrassed for? What you embarrassed for?
It's different. It's different.
It's natural.
Yeah, it's natural and all, but going into the store first time to buy some rubbers, first time to buy some pads, that did mess with me a little bit, especially because I knew that lady was gonna sit there. I'm sorry, what you say you need?
And she heard you the first time.
I'm getting old. I'm not even sure how we started talking about this.
She heard you the first time, bro. She heard you the first time.
And you trying to be discreet. Can I get a box of condoms? Oh, you want some rubbers? You want the singles in this jar, or you want the box?
I got singles. I got the 3-pack, and I got the big pack. Which one you
get the singles from?
How did you get the singles in the jar?
These ain't cigarettes. This ain't.
I'm saying, unless you went to the health department, that's where they had them in the jar. But you didn't have no singles.
No, they have singles in a jar, like lollipops. Because then they only like 50 cents instead of buying.
I think what I said back earlier. Y'all need to keep going to the QT. Do not go where whatever gas station he going to, y'all need to stay away from there.
I'm talking about like Rick's or Mike's. I'm talking about Bitsy Bounty.
They only sell hard lemonade at the places that he go.
Oh God!
No, listen. They still sell OE40s and them big old
in a red cup. They don't even sell them in bottles.
And obviously you got Mag Dawes 2020. You getting that too,
exactly?
Right?
Yeah, like
Cisco.
Right at
along with the bowl of rubbers. God.
Yeah, and the big old jaw pickle pig feet and
right.
It's right there at the Busy Bee. Don't act like you don't know where it's at. It's right there at the Busy Bee, bro.
You know about the Busy Bee?
You know about the Busy Bee?
I do not.
I know about the Busy Bee. Look, now y'all gonna be more cognizant of it. If you ever at one of them little mini marts in the hood, tell me that you didn't see no jar of rubbers sitting right next to the pickle pig feet.
Absolutely not.
Right there between
go to that gas station.
Pickles.
Go to that gas station at 16 in Oakdale, and you can get you some wings, some collard greens.
If you ever in Charlotte, they offer every road that has Ford attached to it. Betty's and Nation.
You know what? That's good. That's good.
Yeah, go to that joint on Nation Ford right off the exit.
Yes, sir.
Please don't go there.
Circle K.
If you like your life, please do not go there. They do not want you there. Police don't want you there.
Or MLK.
Nobody wants you there.
Go to the one in front of that Circle K, and right beside Farmfield, and let me know if you see some rubber.
This man does not care about his followers.
No, he does not. He does not.
We talk about trying to expand our audience, and he trying to get them. He trying to get them done in one by one.
I think he's bucking for a spotlight on Charlotte.
On the news, bro.
On Charlotte, are you trying to buck for a prime spot?
Late night, and you trying to smash, and all you got is 50 cents. All is not lost.
I suggest a Harris Teeter bag.
I thought you were gonna say saran wrap. I thought you was gonna say saran wrap at first.
Harris Teeter got them quality plastic bags. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, you don't
not Dollar General though.
What I've seen, they can take a load.
Yeah. Bag don't bust as easy. I mean, so I heard. So I don't know how we got on talk about rubbers like this, but I enjoy.
I don't know, man. We need to let it go.
I don't know. You went to Peoria.
Shout out to Harris Teeter.
I'm just trying to smash. Don't have a whole lot of funds. Go to the corner for it, or go to the Bitsy Bounty on Betas Ford, or the Busy,
the Busy Bee, baby.
See, y'all can't do like a zoom in. This will be what time. But hey, look, don't listen to him. Listen to me. If you broke, you need to stop having sex because you can't afford the consequences of what happens if you f that up. So just go on and like read a book. Thank you. Y'all listen to me. Don't listen to me. I need you to understand that if you're broke, you need to put your shit away. You definitely don't need no dollar store or no Bitsy Bounty condoms that you get. You got to pay 25 cents to get them out of the bowl and stuff. You about to have a little person for 18 years. And
that's an 18-year mistake.
That's 25 cents, brother. Thank
25 to get you 18 for life.
Jermaine, yes, we definitely do. We can. I've never really done it that much, but yes, we can do.
Okay, I appreciate that.
We can
because there was some foolishness being spread around.
Thank you. Thanks for the voice of sanity. Thank you.
I didn't want Dr. Umar to have to pull up this clip.
Y'all seen that too?
None of them are about black people. None of them are trying to save. They're trying to save anybody.
That divisive mother sucker. Anyway,
exactly. Well, listen, y'all. A lot of stuff is going on. We talked about last week how Mark Robinson. Did we talk about that last week? How some things had come out from Nude Africa posts that he had from 2008 to 2012, and was really, really interesting that now have some of his staff started resigning the last time we had the show.
Two people had resigned at that time. I'm not sure we mentioned it.
Okay, so if
Good
anybody
on him.
doesn't know
Good on him.
well, yeah, and no, because a lot of the stuff that was revealed was basically stuff we already knew. I mean, he had already expressed some very homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic views about things. He'd already came up with an extreme stance on abortion, telling women that it was their fault that they couldn't keep their skirts down, telling people that when Barack Obama was president, he'd rather have Hitler. Um, he already said slavery wasn't bad. He just happened to say in this instance that they should bring it back because some people do need to be slaves, and he would buy a few himself, not understanding the fact that, bro, if slavery came back,
you would be one of the main ones.
You would be one.
Exactly.
That's how you've detached yourself from being black for so long that you don't realize that if you brought slavery back, somehow or another, you think you would actually own slaves.
Dummy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like you know the most
self-hating black people.
Listen, yeah, I was about to say.
Martin Luther.
I'm trying to think of the worst kind of dummy.
Yeah.
The worst kind of dummy are the educated dummies. They are so smart.
They stupid.
They're dumb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And look, this was the funny part because Donald Trump endorsed this guy early on and then went as far as to say that he was Martin Luther King on steroids.
Oh, yeah, I saw
Martin Luther King. He was actually Martin Luther King times 2, whatever that is.
Which is easy to say if you don't actually know who Martin Luther King is. It's, you know,
right,
what you say, like, you're twice the size of that dude. You're like times 2 Martin Luther King. You're like twice the size of that black dude that somebody did.
What he really said with them rubbers?
No, I was. This was my version of the Bible. Whenever Trump was he didn't realize it was upside down.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So yeah, he's about as familiar with Martin Luther King as he is with the Bible.
All he knew is that you were a big black dude that seems like you have a command of your audience, just like I used to hear about Martin Luther King.
Right, and that's all it because that's all he see.
He couldn't tell you about anything in any of Martin's speeches or anything else to be able to make a educated comparison because nothing about him is about being educated. But the whole funny thing of this is the disparaging things that Mark Robinson said about Martin Luther King. Now, when you go back and you watch Trump say, you know, I told Mark this, that I thought he was Martin Luther King on steroids. And he said, Mark just kind of looked at me and I couldn't tell if he liked it or not. Well, obviously he didn't like it because he thought Martin Luther King, as he called him, Martin Luther Coon, is not somebody he would want to be compared to. So when you called him that, it probably really did offend him. Just because he was black, he would either be impressed by that, or he may be slightly offended only because you would think that, well, Martin's kind of off limits, like you don't compare nobody to Mandela or something like that. Like, you know, you don't really touch that. It's like going to karaoke and looking at a girl that can sing and then call her Mariah Carey or Whitney Houston. No, baby, you did all right. You carried the tune.
Right.
We're not gonna go that far.
Nah.
It's like people calling Michael Parsons Lawrence Taylor for your career. Like, okay, let's wait and see before we start throwing that around.
Yeah. Slow down.
Right.
That's that part. Slow down.
Maybe, but we got it because remember all them years everybody kept looking for the next Jordan. Oh man, he the next Michael Jordan. And they still trying to do it, you know. They still trying to do it. So yeah, you got to be careful with stuff like that. But Mark Robinson definitely had a whole lot of things to say. And I don't really give his staff credit for resigning because he, like I said, he was pretty clear about where he stood on most of those things already, and they stood by him. It was just like how I was saying to Lori about how on January the 6th, once January the 6th happened, you started seeing a mass exodus of people resigning. Oh, I can't take this. Elaine Chao, She resigned from the Department of Transportation. Alyssa Farrah Griffin resigned. All these other people just started heading for the exits and stuff like that. People like, oh man, that's some tremendous courage. How is it tremendous courage? You were gonna be out of a job in 2 weeks.
I can say either way you was quitting.
What you did is you cashed in your PTO.
Yeah,
pretty much. Courage.
Pretty much.
You stuck with this mug for 4 years, and you're gonna tell me in the last 2 weeks he finally had the straw that broke the camel's back? Really?
Listen, these people know who they fought. You know what? To me, right. it's just like it's almost like an unwritten agreement. Listen, I'm a rock with you until you get exposed.
Yes.
You get exposed, I never knew you.
Exactly.
It's almost like running Black Ops, Jermaine. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the difference is this, or maybe it's the same thing, is that we know that who these people were to begin with. I think to my brother's point is that it's not really a sign of bravery for these people to sit here and say, oh, I'm going to distance myself from this person. This person you should have never been that close to begin with. That's like getting into the van and then figuring out there's other people kidnapped in there talking about I want to get out now. What were you doing to that van anywhere, my friend?
Yeah, you there? Yeah, don't be caught in the crack house and then act like you surprised.
Yeah. Oh my God, they selling drugs in here.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. It's atrocious. I mean, you knew it was a crack house before you walked in.
Yes,
or more importantly, you knew that the person before you got to the crack house was a drug dealer.
Right.
And just because you got to the house and you see what the living's like and what the disparity is for people and stuff doesn't mean now, oh well. And actually, this is like, I translate this to some of our females and stuff who sit there and go after these young men who present this lifestyle and stuff, and then you find out what their real values are. And I mean, really, what I'm trying to say is leave Republicans alone.
or don't sit there and expect a lot from them. And the whole thing behind all of this, like I said, is that they already knew who he was. He wanted to blame Josh Stein for a lot of this stuff coming out. And here's the thing. If Josh Stein wanted to bring it out, Josh Stein would have waited a little bit more into October to bring it out, not September, because you want it to be fresh on people's minds, especially early voting doesn't start until October the 7th, Lori? 17th. So I wouldn't bring it out a full month before early voting. I would bring it out right before people are going out to start pulling levers and stuff like that. So that obviously was not necessarily, in my mind, coordinated by any party. That was just a thing that was done by the K-File at CNN, and they brought it out and everything. Now, there was one strategic thing that did happen with it. When it did break, that was the same day that he only would have a few hours left to get his name removed off the ballot. And when a story first breaks, inherently people's first response is to double down and say, it wasn't me.
I didn't do it.
It wasn't me.
Deny.
So, there's at least a 24-hour denial and then double down and then a triple down, which would have exceeded the time he would have had to remove himself from the ballot anyway. So come hook or crook, they're going to have to stick with him. But what they're not doing, y'all, they're not investing any more ads in the state of North Carolina with him. And right after that, Trump actually did come back to North Carolina, and Robinson was nowhere to be seen. And reports are out there that the Trump campaign said, don't bring your black Nazi ass around here because we can't take that kind of heat. Because we're trying to figure out what the impact of him being on the ballot is going to do. Is it going to starve turnout? Is it going to cause some people to vote for Trump and then miss him on the ballot? What effect is it going to have on the North Carolina ballot? Go ahead, Jay.
I was going to say before we on the comment, there was a comment from Anthony. Hey, Anthony, thanks for joining the show. Anthony had said that someone at work said Rosa Parks makes history, or did her husband make history for having a car and didn't want to drive it?
Rosa Parks made history.
I mean,
it's exhausting, man. It really, I mean, it's, and I understand what Anthony's saying. As somebody that said this at work and stuff, but it's exhausting, especially in America, about our Black history and stuff. And it's like George Floyd, when there were a lot of people like, you guys want to look up to this guy, you guys want to make him martyr. It was like, we didn't kill him.
Exactly.
A lot of these things you could say, whether it was Rosa Parks, whether it was the pregnant young lady that was 2 weeks before her, that a lot of people say that they didn't want to put up front because she wasn't the right symbol for the movement at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's that and stuff, Black people generally don't force ourselves into history so much as we're forced into it. We don't necessarily have champions that get to choose to step up. We have situations that are thrust on us that we just can't take anymore.
I mean, should Harriet Tubman get credit for freeing the slaves, or should we give the credit to the slave owners for having slaves in the first place?
In the first place, yeah. I mean,
right. I was gonna say, like, that's
reverse gymnastics, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's and that's why when I see stuff
we
like
can reverse engineer a whole lot of things.
Well, that's why I see comments like that. I think to myself, and not to you, Anthony, but to the people that bring those kind of things up to you. When you look at them, you got to kind of side them and go, "Hey, man, what is the point that you're trying to make here?" It's like when somebody said, Kamala Harris has slave owners in her background. Hey, quick fact.
I mean,
most Black Americans
or
they were brought here through slavery have slave owners in their background.
Ask the Trump fan, is Donald Trump a successful businessman, or did Fred Trump give him a shitload of money? That he lost twice.
Yeah, I mean, it's
just saying.
I tell him all the time, smoking is not for everybody.
Smoking.
It's not, man. It's not. Well, so
because if they take that much time to try to devalue what somebody did, they're not really honest brokers, in my opinion, of really looking at what really happened. They're just trying to deconstruct the situation to find another reason for it being as monumental as it was. Let's not give Rosa her credit for being a person in that time that did what she did. Let's give more credit to the man or to somebody else for putting her in that position to begin with.
A couple things on that line to bring us back, to draw us back in. You're right. A lot of people try to devalue the situation and retwist the history and stuff. Mark Robinson said those things. It was his email account. It was everything lined up. He used it. It was him.
Yeah,
you can try to retwist it and stuff, but the more important thing for the people that are quitting and stuff, he's been the same person since that day,
right?
And there's no change in value of who he is and what he stands for versus the things that you uncovered.
Stuff is from 16 years ago,
and you were okay when you worked for him. What's the difference?
And the important thing about that is that again, we talked about it last week, where I brought it last week. The only reason it's even important is because this has now become a toss-up take.
Yep.
And people whose name at the top of the ticket can influence, in his case, one up or underneath him in terms of people voting, because then people might be turned off from that one thing and end up not voting for Trump or not end up voting for North Carolina Republicans as they fall underneath him and stuff. Or, I just don't think it's a sign thing, but just historically context and stuff. When people take things out, they want to say that somehow Kamala Harris got all the way to the vice president because she slept her way to the top. And it's for people who make kings and queens out of the last name Kennedy. Sleeping with people should be the last thing that you bring up. And then when has a Black woman ever been able to sleep her way that far up to? I mean, did she sleep with the 40-something million people that voted for her
Marilyn Monroe
when she was in California? Did she? Who did she sleep with? Yeah. How many people did she have to fuck to be to represent the state, represent San Francisco, and to become a senator? I mean, it's it's infuriating. And these are the little micro actions and snide remarks that people make all the time, whether it's, oh, it's dark in here. Can you smile because I can see you? Or you like chicken, or you must be athletic, or you sound like you're from here, or your people eat dogs and cats. And it's all the spears that this country, and we put it up here a lot, talking about, franchise says that this country is historically racist. And I do say it. I say it a lot because it's true. And whether it's the position on Mark Robinson, and when we talk about racism too, remember when I talk about it is that the indoctrination wasn't primarily for white people; it was for black people.
Correct.
They wanted black people to stop fighting back. You deserve to be where you are, type shit. And Mark Robinson is one of those people who believes that shit wholeheartedly.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The only thing fake about him is his accent. Everything else. Because it seemed like he be trying too hard to sound too Southern. And I know good and well that when he at home and the doors is closed, he don't be talking to his wife like that.
I do have a question. Is there like a dialect? Like, because since he said he grew up in Greensboro, right?
Yeah, and nobody in Greensboro.
Because I'm just like, who sounds like he sounds like he's from some Texas town somewhere.
Exactly.
South Carolina.
He goes, I guess he sounds like he from South Carolina or Georgia, because nobody in Greensboro talk like that. Nobody.
I will tell you this: the one thing that y'all have to realize, and I know you do realize this about North Carolina, is that in terms of population centers and stuff, North Carolina really only has about 5. Raleigh, Charlotte, Greensboro.
About 6 of them are what you would call more urban, and the other 94 are very rural.
Yes.
Yeah, would it be Wilmington or something?
I would say, I'm thinking Wilmington area. Yeah, probably. Probably.
It's a college town.
Yeah.
Touristy town.
But outside of that, it's farmland, right? And so even if you live in Greensboro or the Triangle, because quite honestly, Greensboro by itself isn't enough. You gotta include in the triangle.
You got Louis,
Raleigh, Durham, got it.
Outside of Greensboro, just like we got Gastonia, Bessemer City, Dallas, and all that outside of Charlotte.
But if you get outside of Charlotte, you're in the woods.
Oh yeah. Now no, that's true. I've heard people from Bessemer City. Oh God, yes. Dallas. Yeah. They do talk like that.
Yeah,
that is true.
Yeah, we talking about 12 minutes from the center of the city.
Well, that is true. That is true. Since moving here to North Carolina, and as Brian will sit here and attest to, there's many places I had never been and still haven't visited. And every time I tell him, and he's like, "What?" Because
if I take her to Mount Pleasant, Oakboro, Finger, all
that
them
places,
all them places out there. Oh yeah, this Midland, Red Cross, Albemarle.
And you gotta say it like that too. It's not Albemarle, it's Albemarle.
Right.
They skip the whole middle.
Yes, I have.
Well, they have all that thing. So there are places that I've seen.
Albemarle. Albemarle.
Oh, you mean Albemarle? Like pronouncing all your vowels?
No, they don't say no.
No, they do not. No, they do not.
Hey, you can go to Cramerton. You can go to McAdenville.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean that is real. Even parts of Mount Holly is still damn country.
Yeah. I mean, all of it is country. And that's why I say, man, we're too country to be city. That's why I ain't saying
you go to Iron Station going up 16 before you get to New.
Well, that's so 2 points. One, Anthony had a very random question.
I know, I saw that.
Oh, I didn't.
I have a random question off topic. Have you ever seen an Asian person at the gas station pumping the gas? Now, the funny thing is, at first thought about this, I'm thinking, surely I have. But the more and more I think about it, no, I haven't.
I haven't. Like,
I have. That's why I thought it was a random question.
What was it at an EP? Because I know it wasn't at a QT.
It was at a QT. Yeah, they make it. See, y'all hang out in the hood. Again, y'all need to get off them roads with the Ford at the end of them. Anthony, if you've been out to Valentine, yes, you will see that.
Yeah, I knew you was in Providence Road. Yeah.
I was gonna say,
South Park. Yeah, around
so
South
in other
Park,
words, we need to
South Park.
Listen, hey Brian, listen. I'm so hood.
QT South Park. They won't have QT over there. The closest one they got is South Boulevard.
You know,
South Boulevard over there.
But to answer this question, yes. But what you'll see a lot of times is that for Anthony, a lot of people are going electric. The two most popular but best-selling cars in the United States are the Ford F-150 and then the Tesla. I think Model 3 or Model Y, the two most bought vehicles in the U.S. And so a lot of people are going electric, and you're seeing a lot less. And it tends to be that in terms of technology and stuff like that. So when you go back to the 80s and stuff, you saw a lot of Asian people driving foreign cars and stuff, and for a lot of different reasons. But a lot of people were going electric. I have electric. I have a Tesla, and that's huh.
But you're not Asian.
I've been known to do a little kung fu on Poontang.
Oh, okay. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's all. Oh, yeah. Okay, then you honorary then. You honorary.
Yeah. I guess.
And I was about to say that too. I thought the popular car was a Toyota Camry. I was
back in the 80s.
No, they still drive a lot of Toyota Camrys, especially in New York City.
The 80s and the 90s.
If you, especially if you in a Lyft or Uber, and it's a lot of Asian drivers in New York City that drives Lyft and Ubers, the car of choice is the Toyota Camry. Hands down. It's as normal as anything else that you'll see. But anywho's, I wanted to at least take a second, go over the latest polling that we have in the state of North Carolina for the governor. Oh wait a minute, that says presidential. I said governor. Okay, so for the governor race, I did hit president. Okay, we go back to governor. So the latest for the governor for the state of North Carolina, the latest Marist poll just came out for the week of September the 19th through the 24th, and it is showing Josh Stein with an 11-point lead, 54-43 over Robinson, which is up, which is only down 8 points. I'm sorry, no, it's not. No, it's 54-43. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. It was 11 points a couple of weeks ago, and even weeks before that, it was only 5 points. So back September the 18th, it was about 5 to 8 points, and now it's jumped out to 11. Mm-hmm. Stein does look pretty good as far as the governor race is concerned. If you look at the presidential race for the state of North Carolina, the latest Marist poll that came out has Harris 49, Trump 49.
And I just have a question, or just even as a comment, and they keep, because again, when you listen to the news or just when they're talking about it, that basically they're saying that between Trump and Kamala Harris, thank you for spotlighting me, I appreciate that, that it's even now, even with everything, all the tropes and everything that he says, it's a very tight race.
No, absolutely it is. It's getting tighter and tighter, because when Kamala Harris initially started this, or even as early as a couple of weeks ago, Trump had a 4-point lead. So he's really eaten into that, delivering her economic message. We've seen other people go out. I've been seeing Mark Cuban out lately, talking about the differences between Trump's plans and Harris's plans. Trump's still getting a lot of pushback for his idea about tariffs. This fool even sat there the other day and told John Deere at a press conference that if they decide to move some of their production over to Mexico, he was going to give them a 200% tariff.
Oh Jesus!
Well,
Look,
so a couple things. Was that a national poll?
when you can get
The poll that was even, it's a Marist College poll.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a national poll, which is so because of our electoral.
But it's just a state poll. It's not a 50 state poll, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
no, it's not a national poll. It's a straight North Carolina poll.
Oh, North Carolina poll. Okay, yeah. And so here's the thing that Trump is a 44 to 40%, usually like 44 somewhere 44 to 40% polling. He doesn't seem to be able to get any higher than that. That's in fact, I think in the presidential race last time, that's what he polled at, is like 40 something percent, middle 40s of the vote. The question isn't, and Trump's going to poll what he polls. The question is that how much of the slack is Harris going to be able to take? That was a big deal in North Carolina about trying to get RFK off the ballot and stuff, because they didn't want him splitting votes. It's why Mark Robinson is a problem, because they don't want him splitting votes and telling people that if this is the guy, again, because Trump said he's twice the man as Martin Luther King, he's been behind this guy, he's been on stage with him stuff, he supports him. That support could be deadly for him in a close race. That's the reason.
Oh, absolutely. And Jermaine, to back up your point, I looked at the national poll that just came out. To your point where you said Trump is in the mid 40s, that is exactly where he is. He's at 45%. Kamala Harris is now at 51%. So she has opened up a 6-point lead. And I got to see where the margin of error is. It's probably slightly outside of the margin of error.
Just slightly. Margin of error is usually about
5% plus or minus 5%,
so
5 or something.
Right now, I wouldn't say she's comfortably out of the margin of error, but she's starting to pull out of the margin of error. And if you look at some of the previous polls, Trump has only maxed out over the last several polls at 47%. She's maxed out over the last several polls at 53%. And this past one, she settled in at 51. So it is tightening a little bit, but that's why the question is really going to be, how is this Mark Robinson thing going to really, really play out? Now, me personally, I don't think it's going to hurt Trump. I don't even know if it's going to hurt Mark Robinson, because, again, this was the same man standing at a damn church pulpit talking about people need killing and folks in there.
But that's okay. Honestly, I think of all the things that they said about Mark Robinson, or what they quoted him as saying 16 years ago, it was the sexual orientation that he was getting off on, the type of porn he was getting off.
Trans women,
that was basically because you had to keep the man, because you get the male genitalia, but you don't have to, because funny enough, there are a lot of men who's like, I don't like watching porn because there's a man in it, and like I watch lesbian porn, but I don't want to see another naked man having pleasure and stuff. That may be gay, and I've never prescribed to that.
Either. I blocked that part out.
Even if you're on the other end, with just high fives and you move counterclockwise, those are the rules.
I was going to say, if you've ever been in a game,
I'm dead.
I didn't make the rules.
I'm just dead.
I just know that you gotta no, you can't go, because you can't risk bumping into each other.
Right? No,
I get it, but I'm just still dead. I'm dead.
You can. I mean, it happens.
No, you cannot.
It's happening.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
you watch Game of Thrones.
If you
yes,
do,
absolutely, yes.
It's
like that. Now, I grew up in the 80s where you couldn't cross swords. And you couldn't look either, because then you might make statements like, I believe in sports as big as mine.
Well, yeah, exactly. Which is why when we go to bathrooms, we don't sit there and go into the stall right next to another dude.
Yeah, you have to have space, don't you?
You skip a stall. I don't understand these jokes. Oh, anyway, all right.
Okay. Now, we are getting toward the end, but I know that there was one other topic you wanted to talk about. The great mayor of New York City.
Oh yeah, we'll briefly go over this one because it's still somewhat of a developing story. Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted. Big surprise. Baldy found a way to commit campaign finance fraud and bribery and corruption from a Turkish um, uh, constituency to help fund his campaign and corrupt for it. It's going to be interesting. The Department of Justice. Now, what I really wanted to bring up wasn't so much that Eric Adams got indicted. What I wanted to bring up was the dispelling of that the Justice Department has been weaponized to go against Republicans. Republicans love to create the narrative that because Donald Trump has been indicted,
Exactly, bro.
that the Justice Department must be Merrick Garland and Joe. This is Joe Biden's justice system coming after his political opponents. Well, I think if you ask Henry Cuellar from Texas, I think if you ask Bob Menendez from New Jersey,
thank you.
I think if you ask now Eric Adams, Hunter Biden, they would tell you that the Justice Department is not just weaponized against right-wing conservatives, that they go after any and everybody. So you do not have
and
to
even
be.
some New Yorkers as well.
Oh, absolutely.
As they're basically saying.
Yeah. Did they go after George Santos? Yeah, they got his ass.
Yeah,
so,
they did.
But the whole thing has been that the Justice Department hasn't been weaponized. Politics has been weaponized to make people believe certain things like that. People will still believe that even after I say it, even after you bring into conversation, well, what about Cuellar? What about Menendez? What about all these other Democrats that have been prosecuted and all those types of things? What about Rob Blagojevich all back in them days in Chicago? He wasn't no Democrat. What about Jesse Jackson Jr.? Republican. He wasn't no Republican.
No, he was not.
There've been plenty. I could go all the way through Chicago politics. And
absolutely.
We ain't got that kind of time.
We ain't got that kind of
No.
time. Long when it comes to corruption. So corruption is not a Democrat Republican thing. It's a corruption thing. Don't let people blind y'all with these politics. As you see, the Justice Department is not going to come down any lighter on Eric Adams as they have with anybody else. They will have a challenge with these charges because it's not just enough to say he took funds. You're going to have to prove his state of mind and prove that he willingly knew that it was illegal. What he can do in a lot of this is hide behind the fact and say, hey, I'm the mayor of all people. I was just trying to look out for my constituency. And, I appeared here, did this, and we did take donations as most campaigns will do and try to create some separation with that. I think what the problem is, though, is he's the only person listed in this indictment, which tells me that some other folks done turned state evidence on him because they raided his place, they raided his chief of staff's place, and some other financial people's places. Chief counsel, but they only came down with an indictment for him, and the indictment doesn't even mention any unindicted co-conspirators, which tells me that there's been a whole lot of signing going on at a table that said, if you sign right here, we're going to give you immunity because we're going after the big fish.
There's a whole lot of McDonald's and Burger King bags in the trash can. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And not only that, you definitely got to keep them honey buns on deck too.
That's all I'm saying.
So they ain't old and dry.
You go check the trash can, B. Just go check the trash. What is this person doing? I
would say this is that the same reason that Trump polls the same way is that people want to be lied. It's not that they want to be lied to. I don't know if you've ever had somebody that had a partner that was unfaithful, like chronically unfaithful, and that person kept taking them back. It didn't seem to matter what that person did; they were always going to get back and stuff. And that's how Republicans are nowadays: is that they don't care what the facts are. That's my man. I'm going to stand by my man. And I don't care what he's done and stuff. And it doesn't matter if other people are doing the same things. It's okay when they get caught. But when you accuse my man of doing the same things, even though we have as much or more evidence that he did it, I'll defend it to the end. whether it's parents that don't want to face the reality of what their children are doing, whether it's partners that don't want to face the reality of what their partners are doing, or if it's the Republicans who don't want to face the reality of what their politicians are doing. Like you said, whether it's Trump, whether it's any politician and stuff, I think the difference is that Democrats have historically been more in line with trying to cut a cancer out because they didn't want that to spoil the whole party.
Right.
And they were more along with, oh yeah, we want to get this person out because we don't want our names to be tied to this. Republicans now in the area of Trump and stuff, they don't really care. And that's why I'm actually surprised that the whole Mark Robinson thing is getting getting as much traction as it is, because usually at this day and age, you can just shrug stuff off. Well, that was 16 years ago. It wasn't me.
Think about what all the hell Al Franken caught in the Senate. They made his ass disappear quick. Kristen
or pitcher
wasn't playing. She made sure that they put the pressure to get his ass up out of there.
Mm-hmm.
We have other people in Congress, whether it's Taylor Greene, whether it's Boebert, whether it's Matt Gaetz, who's being investigated for all of this sex with minors and stuff like that. If
the fact that you're being investigated for that kind of stuff should be enough,
right, for them to say, you know what,
down, right, yeah,
you need to step down.
We might need you to go quietly out the back door, bro.
Exactly.
You know, but they won't do that. They'll just circle the wagons and they will just fight, no matter what, because they know their base doesn't care. I remember David Schuster from TYT sat there and went to one of the Trump rallies and asked somebody flat out, hey, is there anything that Trump could do to keep you from voting for him? And they said no. They said, well, he said before that he could shoot anybody on Fifth Avenue and not lose the voter. Would you that cause you to lose support if it was proven that he shot somebody? The next thing the person said was, well, what did they do?
Yeah, I remember that.
So here's the thing. But here's the thing. In America, am I shocked by that answer? No. How long did slavery go on in this country?
Great point.
It went on for hundreds of years, generation to generation to generation. And as many movies as you saw, you don't know how bad it really was. Mm-hmm. It was despicable. And people stood by, white people stood by that shit every year for 400 years. And the only reason it stopped was not because there was an epiphany of morality in the country. It was because it was used as a weaponized against the South to break them economically. That's it. Yeah, money. That was it.
It's the money, baby. It's
because you hit the pockets. Because even after that, there was the 3/5 compromise where we weren't still being recognized as a full person. I don't know how you somebody and go, well, they're kind of a person, but they're not a full person.
But any country that can sit behind that is part of their economics, and it's okay, because if you can because that atrocity, you can Trump shoot somebody.
That's true.
Anything.
That's true.
Yeah,
these are the same people. These are their grandchildren. These are not new people, white people that we shipped over here. These are those same people.
There you go, man. I'm just saying that
this ain't new. That's all I'm saying. This ain't new.
The host of Elephant Exposed does not condone any of this stuff that's going on right now.
Yeah, I got you, because look, I'll tell you what. Yeah. When somebody comes on here and tells me that I'm lying, I'll shut up.
Right.
Whether it's in the comments, you can prove to me that I'm lying, and I won't, and I'm not going to ask you to do like 17 sources. I just need you to come and tell me that these are not the same generational people that are still living here, that are still benefiting from those institutions.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell me that they ain't still using the same land and the same money, I'll shut up. If you'll tell me that they were so hurt by the institution of slavery, but there was no way for them to say anything, I'll shut up. You know that's not true. Those same people pass on their morality to their kids and their grandkids and their great grandkids. The same people that sit there and run that stupid flag up and down. Them same presidential candidates that.
I'm dead again.
He did it.
Them same people
Them same
or the 45.
Sorry,
That's 45%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you just made the perfect point that I have these discussions sometimes with riders in my in my Uber sometimes, because they'll get in my car and they will want to bring up these political conversations, and I'm like, I don't see what the confusion is, because American history, what we're based in. So only thing they're doing, they just representing exactly the very fabric of what America really is. It is not going to change. It is the foundation.
Absolutely.
It is the chief cornerstone.
Well, everybody, we have hit our time. We're gonna mosey on out of here because I know the football game's already started and the Cowboys are probably down by 35. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that was cute. That was cute. But you're probably not wrong.
Now, maybe I'm far off. If you see Stephen A already on YouTube, then you know it's not going well. But anyway, we're gonna get out of here. We will be back next week for more conversation. Just one quick public service announcement.
Get home and raise your kids! Oh my gosh!
Oh my God!
You're still out there.
No, don't do it. Don't do it, Jay. Don't do it.
I get my hands to being back.
I don't even know how you do that.
Yeah. That's you got to go to a couple of bars to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yes.
I can do this one.
Anyway,
I can do this one.
Anywho's, thank you to Lori Parker, CJ Jones, and the franchise Jermaine Parker for another week. This has been Head to Head with Brian Parker. I am he. And catch us on all of our streaming platforms. If you're watching us live, we thank you. If you're watching us on the replay, thank you as well. Make sure you like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Help us to 10,000. We will see y'all guys again next week. Peace.
This is ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta